Hey guys, listen, welcome into the building. Listen, this is Late Time with the Diva. Listen, y'all. When I tell y'all this about to be an express train for real, it's about to be an express train. This is graduation week for the kid, and I went to tonight the award ceremony. You know, but they kept it short though. Cause it started at 7 and it ended at 8. I was like, okay, y'all not playing either. This is like in and out. So it was a nice ceremony. Now he's hanging out with the friends. He didn't come home with mama and have dinner. You know, I guess this is where I see less and less of him. You know, tears, tears, tears. But listen, guys, we gotta do RHOA. Okay, because it's gonna be a busy week for me. And I was like, should I push everything off? But you know what? I'm not. We're gonna go ahead and do RHOA tonight. We're doing RHOA. Tomorrow we're doing Love and Marriage Huntsville, and we got a lot to talk about tomorrow because I just heard from Shereé. They want to cancel Carlos King. Shoo, y'all a rough crowd. Y'all into the cancel culture. I mean, good gosh, can't nobody make no mistakes. Y'all like cancel. Okay. Trending topics. We are going to have to talk about Jamie Foxx again because the poor child Corinne, they dragging his daughter for filth. Nobody fell for that story about him at home playing pickleball. But anyway, tonight, guys, is RHOA, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we got a lot to talk about. Y'all need to do it for me really quickly. Put in that chat a choo-choo, okay? I'm tired of the cancel culture too, Sheila. It's ridiculous. Listen, guys, y'all put in that chat because y'all know what we about to do. I need a what? A choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. We're about to board this train and recap the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And oh, you know what? These ladies are giving us. Oh, what a show. I'm bringing people in the building here. Hey, Radiance. All right. Uh-oh, we lost Radiance. Hey, E.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Dustin and E. I love your new picture up there. Hey, Dustin.
Thank you.
We're all back. We're all back.
All right now. Hey, Leo.
Hey, y'all. Hey, E. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Leo. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Diva.
Hey.
Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Diva.
Hey, listen, I'm surprised we got a full train tonight. I thought it was going to be late. I said I'm going to be the only one on this train. But hey, the people are here. Hey, Smoke.
Howdy do all.
Mm-hmm.
Choo-choo.
Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, Emmanuel.
Hey, I was on YouTube. I was like, "Where's Diva?"
I was like, "Oh, Diva got plans.
Got plans at the little war show." And let me tell y'all something. When I tell y'all I am trimming down over here, the Diva is trimming down. Do you hear me? Let me see. Oh, Radiance is back. Hey, Radiance.
Hey, Diva. Thank you for letting me back on the train.
No problem, no problem. Wait a minute. Okay, the train. Let me see.
We missing someone, Diva. We're missing the VIP.
Oh, we missing the VIP.
I know.
Maybe because the train is pulling off late. But listen, guys, we gotta get into this. Woo, RHOA, 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 RHOA. You know what? I'm gonna say this. It is sad in some ways that with some individuals we're seeing zero growth, right? And I mean, I guess when you sign up for reality TV, you got to do whatever you got to do to get a check. But I'm just like, good gosh, I just wondered to myself, I ain't going to stand 10 toes down, but I wondered to myself, would I be doing all of this for a check? I just don't know. But listen, guys, let's get into it.
Can I say something, Diva, real quick?
Of course you can.
I didn't have a chance to watch the episode, so you're gonna have to fill me in.
Oh, we'll definitely fill you in, no problem. Okay, so hold on tight. So here we are. We open up. They're still at Ross' party, okay? That Sanya gave her husband for his 40th birthday. You know, overall, I didn't really rate the party last week. You know what? I feel like Sanya was proud of herself. I feel like Ross had a good time. So on that note, And everybody just mute yourself while I'm talking until I come around to you so we can limit the noise in the background. On that note, I mean, I guess I gotta figure out before the episode ends, I'll rate the party. I'm still having mixed feelings about it, but I like the fact that Sanya wanted to stay out the mess because she said it's my man's birthday. And if y'all want to sit here and fight and argue and act crazy, I got to go because I paid all this money and I ain't gonna be in this mess. That's how I interpreted what she did, right? So Kenya is going back and forth with Martell. And in my opinion, Kenya was being messy. The fact that you want to bring up that this man tried to DM you, whether it was 6 months ago or 2 years ago, is still way too long. Okay. You brought it up to be messy. And then not only did she bring it up to be messy, in my opinion, she kept going back and forth with Martell, and then Kandi got into it. Y'all know I like Kandi, but sometimes we just got to call it how it is. Kandi gets mad when people come in her face about things, because I had to think about this. But then when somebody come in her face about something, when she gets in somebody else's face about something, she don't think no difference of it. So I'm like, Kandi, what are we doing here? So they're going back forth with Martell. And I will say this, I was on Shereé's earlier, and Martell definitely has anger management issues. He's confrontational, and all of this can appear to be aggressive, okay? And listen, I don't agree with a female getting in the male's face, but I most certainly don't agree with a male getting up in a female's face. So he get down, whether you male, female, whatever. If he got something to say and he's pissed, he gets aggressive with it. And it's messy. It's messy. So pretty much, and Shereé, she got pissed off. And I don't blame her. Chris talking about Martell started it. Chris. Now let's not fight on the train now. But how did Martell start it if she want to come up talking about he DM'd her 6 months ago, and then at the end of the day it was 2 years ago? And even 6 months is a long time. Way before Shereé. So why are we here? Why are we talking about this? Now, if the man DM'd you 2 weeks ago, then we got something to talk about. Okay. And they also said that, Martell, every time he come to Atlanta, he got other chicks in Atlanta. This is a mess. This is so messy. So that's pretty much what happened at the party. And Courtney found out that her and Ralph are cousins. I'm over Courtney before she even really got a chance to get started. I do not like her personality. I don't like her. I think she's too much. And I don't know if she was the best addition to this show. Eve, we're going to go ahead and start with you. What did you think about this situation and Martell and, Shereé and them getting pissed that, Kenya was like, he's trying to talk to me?
Well, I'm all for telling the truth. And if y'all hear thunder in the background, it's raining and storming in Atlanta. But anyways,
wow. Okay.
Kandi clocked Sanya. She clocked that Sanya is a fake wench, and that Sanya ain't nobody's friend. So good job, Kandi. Anybody who can be good Judies with Shereé and Marlo, you already know what time it is. So who's next? Who is Sanya going to be friends with next? Portia Gubadia or Phaedra Bryant? Like, knock it off already. 100 always means 100, and Sanya is straddling the fence. Jamaican women don't do that. Now let's move forward. This whole party thing, I found it interesting that Shereé was throwing shade at Monyetta, calling her a minion and this, that, and the third. But what the hell is Courtney? At least Monyetta came in classy. She's beautiful. She's educated. Like, Courtney is so low vibrational and bugetto, just like Shereé. And Courtney, every time the camera panned to her, you can see it all over her face. It's like she's been rehearsing for this moment since the show started 15 years ago. It's written all over her face. But when it comes to Martell, He was aggressive. Team Kenya, Team Twirl. I have to stand up and represent. When Martell said Kenya accepts everybody's messages, check her phone right now. I thought to myself, if Kenya accepted everybody's messages, why she didn't accept yours? It was almost as if Martell wanted Kenya to open up her phone so that he could see all of the other messages from the other men so that he could compare himself. That's what it sounded like to me. Because one thing about Martell, and we all know this, he is full of ego. And because he is full of ego, he lacks control of his feminine energy because men do have a combination of masculine and feminine energy. And Martell was hurt. He was mad, real bad. And he sounded resentful, like a jealous ex-boyfriend. The way that conversation started, it was the same type of frustration that he displays whenever someone mentions Melody, dropping the last name Ho or Melody being with the new man. Y'all got to go back and watch it and compare if you don't believe me. Martell was too invested and had too much emotion for that supposed one DM, quote unquote, from 2 years ago. And it's way more emotion than he's ever illustrated for Shereé. Right or wrong. All he does is smile and laugh in Shereé's face, and why wouldn't he? She's been the laughing stock of Buckhead for the past 15 years, returning clothes to Neiman Marcus, being the most fired housewife in ATL history. Listen, the point is, Martell does not know how to demonstrate his love in a healthy way, so I can easily believe that he is also prone to demonstrating his embarrassment and disappointments in an unhealthy way as well. And he was disappointed and embarrassed that he didn't get Kenya because he wanted Kenya first and he settled for Shereé. So it wasn't about Kenya bringing up the text messages. The fact of the matter is, Martell tried to lie. So my question to you all in the chat is this. If Kenya is the one who got away and Mel is the main dish, then Ariane was coleslaw. What does that make Shereé? Shereé called herself a Ferrari last episode, but that's because she is Delulu. Martell and Ferrari don't even go in the same sentence. Either Shereé is the Zaxby's coloring sheet that comes with the kids' chicken strip meal, or she's the unsweet tea and the lumpy mashed potatoes. Somebody got to make it make sense.
I love you, E.
Well, Trent, thank you for the super chat. He said Hotel paid Shereé to tell that lie about his BDE. And that's big, you know what, energy. Trent, thank you so much. I'm not sure, Dustin, if you got enough information to know what we're talking about. Do you want me to skip you, or what do you want to say? Okay, I don't hear Dustin. Smoke, what are your thoughts?
Well. When Kenya has nothing else to bring up of her own life, she likes to amplify everybody else's. This is like Kenya returning to her roots because.
Can you hear me now, Diva?
Yes, I can. Hold on one second. Smoke. Go ahead, Dustin. Did you want to say something?
No, you can go ahead and skip me. I didn't want to get to that part of the episode.
Okay, no problem. Okay, go ahead, Smoke. Continue.
So I'm not surprised, and honestly, I thought Kenya was turning a corner where I was like, oh, I'm actually starting to like her. But I'm like, if everybody's going to be pulling their own weight, even if Shereé has a fake relationship on the show, I mean, Kenya, you wouldn't know any better because you've done this before yourself with Rent a Man. So you shouldn't really be hating on Shereé, but both of them were wrong. She was messy for bringing up that text, and Kenya is always the one talking about receipts. You don't go from 6 months to 2 years. So I do not believe that a message was unsent that could have been there, because if Kenya was really smart about it, she could have easily screenshotted it just in case. So I don't think Kenya is above knowing how Instagram works, but him getting her face and her getting his face, they both were dead wrong, period. Especially Kenya, who likes to call every man that happens to say something back to her. She likes to run to the defense. Oh, I ain't got a man, so you can't do that or say that. But then you're going to follow a man while you're in a heated situation. Now, if he was like that woman's son, Shereé's husband, his best friend Tammy, if he was Tammy's nephew and would have backhand the hell out of you in your forehead and your wigs, you would have been mad and been crying wolf like you did when Portia dragged you off that couch. So what I'm going to need Kenya to do is keep her space. You can go verbally with someone and still get your point across, because the next man she may do that to may not have gentlemanly ways, and then she's gonna be crying on IG and on Watch What Happens Live about how unfair it is. She's by herself. No man should do that. So I'm over her. I'm looking like, stop it. Like, let's talk about this divorce. Let's talk about Mark want to take half of your house and your pool. Let's talk about that stuff. That is your reality. So this whole thing of trying to amplify Shereé is like she's trying to be a good friend. I'm personally not buying, because we've seen this Kenya before in the past. And she's only doing this because she has nothing in her life that's interesting to talk about. Period.
Well, boom. Sebastian, your thoughts?
You see, I know that there's a lot of Kenya hate, and I'm just gonna say this. It's okay. Peasants always hate queens and royalty, so it's completely fine.
Can I say
It's
something,
completely
Diva?
fine.
I'll come right back to you, Dustin. Let me let Sebastian finish.
It's completely fine. This Kenya hate. It's completely fine because peasants always hate queens. And I'm starting to like Kandi, so Kandi's also considered in that queen royalty part too. So
you came around.
Yes, I came around because I did not like Raggedy Kandi, but it's okay now. I do. We're gonna talk about this. This needs to be said. Shereé keeps bringing these dumb friends, these basic women. I don't know where she gets them from. We went from Fatoon. We went to this one who thinks she's all that. Shereé, can you please stop? Bring your basic dumb friends who think they could do things and don't get actions back. I'm gonna say this: if Kandi did put her hands on her after that incident, I would have supported her, because you do not get into people's face and start shaking your head in their personal space. That's a no-no.
In my opinion,
that's a no-no. You don't do stuff like that. Second, this whole Martell and Kenya situation, it was a produced moment. I'm telling you that it was a produced moment. I can see it. I can see that the producers were probably like, oh, wait, you got a message from him? Okay, let's make this a whole story so we can have a controversial thing. Because, Sanya's boring as hell. That party, without that story, there was going to be nothing there. And it was still boring a little bit. We're calling a spade a spade. Sanya's boring as hell. She does not need to come for next season. She doesn't. I like seeing.
What's sad about Sanya? Like, she has a great opportunity there with her whole family living with her to have
needs to put them out, Diva. She needs to put them out.
She does, but to have a broader storyline, and it's like I think she has some missed opportunities, especially Ducey is so freaking cute. I mean,
yes,
he's adorable. I think she's just missing out on some storyline there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what she can do, but I feel like she's missing out. Listen, guys, y'all hop in this train, hit that like button, because that's your ticket on this train. Don't forget. But yeah, I feel like she's missing out.
I don't like the flip-flopping. I really don't like the flip-flopping.
I don't
it clearly shows that she's up. Not even in Marlo and Shereé's ass. She's already up to the throat now. It's past the anus. It went up the stomach and it's in the esophagus. She is stuck up there.
Oh my God. Listen, Sebastian, you're so messy. Let me move to the next person because we still have some other scenes to talk about. Toria, Jamie Foxx is in a rehabilitation hospital in Chicago. Diva, his ex and daughters were there over the weekend visiting him. Have a good show, Diva. Have to go. Thanks, Toria. And I did see that. And that's messy, but we'll talk about that another time. Yes. So let me move. Leo, what are your thoughts about this scene?
As far as the Kenya stuff, I'm a back Sebastian on this one because he held it down for all us Kenya fans. And Martell, I'm gonna say this. I watched it twice, right? Mm-hmm. And so yes, Kenya started it being petty, being messy. Okay, yes, she did. Because it's really not that important. They ain't had no conversation. They ain't seen each other. They ain't talked on the phone, whatever. It wasn't even worth mentioning.
Right.
But when she had her phone and they were sitting down like at a table and Kenya was beside Shereé, and Shereé had the phone after she had already called him to them in the back of the room before what's the name? Sanya came and broke it all up talking about the fight. But whatever. They came to another table. She had the phone. Shereé had the phone, still showing it to Martell. Kenya was sitting down. And when he walked away from her, he called her out her name. And that's when she got amped up. So it may have been for the cameras, and I can get that. And it's also another perspective too that I think about, because I had watched another YouTuber that brought up something that was really interesting. It was that Martell is also on a reality show, and the way he engaged with the women was a person that engages as if they are a part of the show. He is used to reality TV. Did he over engage aggressively engaging himself with a woman? Yes, he did. But it wasn't, he's not a housewife. He is a own reality TV show, and that's different. So and so I'm gonna come from that angle, but at the same time, if he can't read the room and he can't understand that, even though she did not run up in his face and cuss him out, what she did was to sit at the table and let him express himself, and then she reacted with the over extra 20 on 10. She did do that. But he as far as that part of the scene, he is the one that engaged that. And I do think that he is aggressive. I think Shereé has interest in being a part of their show, and he being a part of her show. Ratings, whatever, social media clout, whatever, they have an agreement. So I don't think it's a real relationship. I think they did it to benefit both of them. But everybody knows that Martell is not someone to argue over. He is the one that engaged it in a way of, he was offensive. He felt like he was accosted. Nobody had never accosted him. It was a question. That was it. No one said you cheated. That was after he cussed at her. No one accused him of anything. He is the one that acted accused.
Yeah, it was a tough scene and a tough situation where I think on different parts of it, each one of them are to blame. I think that Kenya should have never brought it up in the first place, and definitely shouldn't have brought it up at Ross's party. If she really wanted to bring it up, bring it up with Shereé separately. But I think that the party was the wrong place to bring it up.
Diva, I'd like to talk about something. I'd like to say this real quickly. When she would have, the thing is, Kenya has suffered from these women constantly labeling her as a whore, as a slut,
gosh,
as someone who sleeps around. When the whole Apollo situation happened,
Well,
we a lot of people. I heard what you said, Emmanuel. I'll get you later. A lot of people have associated her with that till Apollo, before he was going to jail, decided to go on his apology spree and acknowledge that he lied. That he lied about all those things. Even Kandi Burris said that she believed Apollo in that situation. So I don't blame her for talking about all these things. If she were to receive a message from one of the fellow cast members, things, I don't blame her. She has every right to talk about it.
So Sebastian, I got to go to some other people, but I think what Apollo was doing, and this is my opinion, I think Apollo was trying to make atonement before he went into jail. And I don't think for one particular minute that he lied. I think he just wanted to help Kenya clear up her name.
I know you did not just say that. Oh no.
And I think Kenya put some money on the books. That is my opinion. But Emmanuel,
I agree. Go ahead, Diva.
Yeah, she's right, Sebastian. We all heard Kenya say to Apollo, "You're so handsome." You whatever. We all saw it, right? But anyway, yeah. As far as this scene, okay. Here's the thing. So we watched Love and Marriage Huntsville over here, right? So for me,
I do.
I kind of I was kind of looking at this through like tinted lenses, only because what we know of Martell, like we done seen him, pop off on Miss Val, on Miss Wanda, on Melody, on Marceau, like so we know he definitely is aggressive. But if I were to like remove everything that I know about him in that situation and put like a random man, Kandi and Kenya come out looking like vultures that were just sitting there trying to bring up anything that they could. Leo said he wasn't being accused of anything. he kind of was. The assumption was that was trying to be created was that he was trying to holler at Kenya.
Yep.
And the thing is, he might have been trying to do that, but the thing is, we don't know because we don't have the message. So for Kenya to take that and to make it into such a big deal, she did start it. And while the part where I think he definitely lost was with the cussing and with the calling it out her name, that I think he messed it up. But she got up, she went after him. She called him a piece of S. She called him names as well. She said a lot of things. So I think two things.
Always a cheater.
Yep. So I think two.
Wife.
I think two things can be true at the same time. He was wrong, but we know from seasons after seasons that Kenya is a provocateur. She's done it with multiple people. She likes to poke the bear, and she doesn't like it when they do it back to her. So just like Kenya said, once a cheater, always a cheater. Well, you know what, Kenya? Once trifling, always trifling.
Woo! Woo! Well, Sebastian, are you okay with that? I mean, but I gotta go to Radiance.
I said peasants always hate royalty, so it's completely fine.
Whatever. But and listen, let me tell you something. She always want to run because she's not being covered by a man at the time, and that's why men like to come for her. Listen, nothing against Kenya, but listen, what's her husband she's trying to divorce name now? Mark talked to her sideways too when she was on the show with him. So
aggressively at that as well.
He sure did.
Aggressively. So Kenya, let's stop it saying because you're not covered. You too choose these men. Talk about you want to Shereé should have a show saying, watch me date these dumb men. Well, girl, you can join her. You could be her
co-host
on the show.
No, Kenya is the victim, and you all are trying to blanket Kenya with this broad brush that she's not a Nene Leakes. Kenya is a small petite woman, and those men do be talking to her crazy, and I feel like we need to have a heart.
So it's okay for Kenya to say whatever, do whatever, and no one to check her.
Kenya saying whatever. I don't recall that.
Of course you wouldn't, because you like Kenya. You just like Shereé. You only recall the things that you want to when it comes to Kenya.
Oh my word!
No, I just call it like it is, but
not really.
Martell,
but it's okay.
Would you want Martell talking to your mom that way?
Well, a Martell would not be close enough to my mama because my mama has enough sense to not choose a Martell. So let's be clear.
So
people who willingly participate.
Kenya tried to keep her distance, and Shereé is the one that let the predator in the circle. So
no.
Shereé can't keep the security.
Okay,
Shereé clear it up.
Hold on, guys. Let me in my opinion, in the building. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Hi, Diva. Hi, everybody. Let me tell you something. First of all,
my opinion.
hey, okay.
Hey,
So
opinion.
I know somebody gonna hate me, but I agree with Smoke. I feel like
yes, in my opinion, hell has frozen over. Welcome to the dark side, baby.
Let me tell you something. Women have to know that not all men have been trained not to put their hands on a woman. It is very dangerous to run up on any man, whether you feel like you're in the right or wrong. It is dangerous because a man, no matter how big, how small, whatever, he can handle you in a different kind of way. And I have to teach my boys, even if a woman hits you, don't you put your hands on her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody's not being taught that because nowadays there are people that are actually teaching their kids if that woman hits you, you hit her ass back because she hit you first. I don't believe in that. Okay, I still believe in the old school method that a man should never put his hands on a woman. But there are some trifling mamas out here that's teaching their sons to put their hand. If that woman bad enough to put their hands on you, you beat her down. And I'm telling you, you gonna get yourself hurt like that. You never run behind nobody. Yes, he was aggressive, and so were you.
Well,
play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Oh my, Julius, what are your thoughts?
Kenya, a hot mess. She been a hot mess ever since she had that scandal. a couple of years ago when she went after them people with the weapon. She been a hot mess ever since then.
Yeah, Kenya plays the fence back and forth.
And Shereé is no better. Propping up Martell like he's some kind of that man ain't nothing. Like I said, the last time I was on, that man need to come out.
Oh my. Okay, so let's go. Shereé tweeted that Martell was transparent and told her about the DMs in the beginning. If they already discussed it, it would have never if they already discussed it, they would have never reacted the way they did. Shereé and Martell lie so much. Well,
but if Kenya had these DMs 6 months ago, they had their reunion 4 months ago. So why when you was laughing and kicking with Martell at that reunion show? When she was laughing and kicking at that reunion show, she ain't say nothing. She was smiling. Hey, Martell. She was all up in the phone. She was all up in that phone when Andy was talking to him. She was up in there.
That's facts. That's facts in my opinion. Michelle, I did not speak on it. I'm gonna have to go watch it and then I will comment and let you know after I watch it. But Kenya says that her and Kandi are on top. Well, let's talk facts. They are. Let's make sure everybody is muted because I'm hearing a little feedback. But yeah, they're on top, and the other women need to be on the KK team. Well, okay, all right then. I'm just saying they are the ones on top. Now let's move forward. You know, Drew, and when is Cynthia? When is my girl Cynthia?
You skipped me.
I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead, talk to me.
So I'm gonna be real quick. I don't like Courtney.
Okay.
She doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
It do feel rehearsed. It did feel forced. And then you come in for the number one showrunner trying to create this moment. And anybody that's seen Shereé gotta be looked at with a magnifying glass.
That part.
Okay. And I do like Sanya. I like her. I know everybody don't really like her. I like her. I like her energy. I like her vibe. But this party is not giving 100K. It's not.
Yes.
Maybe 20K max.
Yeah.
And even with 20, she probably paid too much.
That part.
But real quick with Kenya and Martell, Shereé was gonna believe whatever Martell said. So let's be clear. Whatever Martell said, Shereé was gonna go with. Shereé wasn't investigating. He put up an ODM for 2020. They didn't investigate what happened to the one that was current. They jumped right over that. And yes, this was a TV moment for Kenya, Shereé, and Martell. It was orchestrated, but you coming on our show, so we got to make it worth your
while. Well, that part right there. Okay, I love it. So, you know, Drew, it's so sad that we already know the outcome of their relationship, because if I didn't know the outcome, I would have been like, wow, these two are really getting along. This is a beautiful thing for Drew. Now, let me tell you what I didn't like, and I don't know if y'all peeped this, if y'all noticed this. Drew did have to go to see about her dad, right? But you notice that was her son, JoJo, was with her. Did y'all peep that?
He sure was.
Yeah.
Because Rap don't want to keep him because that's not his child.
That part.
No, that's not the reason why, guys.
That man is so. I'm so glad she leaving him, baby. I've been praying for ever since that man said I should have fed you a Lunchable. Oh, I wasn't feeling it then.
We have to call
Sebastian. I want to finish.
Call a thing.
Go ahead, Sebastian. What did you want to say?
The thing is, Martell. Not Martell. Oh God, RHOA. RHOA. You see, they have same characteristics.
You said it right. He another Martell.
You right.
Has he can't adopt Josiah because Josiah's dad won't.
I'm not talking about adoption right now. I'm talking about I'm your wife. We live in this house together.
I don't think legally he can keep him over. I really don't think legally.
Yes, he can.
Yes, you can. That is his stepson. They are married.
Yeah, that's
Are you sure?
Yeah, hold on, Sebastian. Hold on. We got to talk to you.
He has no rights over him.
Yeah, wait, no, hold on.
You in trouble tonight.
It's the truth.
Sebastian, hold on. This is her husband. They've been married for how long, and he's been acting like he's been participating as if he's Josiah's stepfather. So she could go out of town and leave him with his stepfather, her husband. But I felt like he said, take Josiah with you. Now, I can't say for fact that this happened, but that's the way I felt. When she came back home, and the only person that went with her was Josiah, I said, oh, I don't like this. I said,
But
I
he's
don't like
older though, Diva. He needs to see those type of things at that age. He's older.
No, you're not supposed to split up the kids.
Thank
If you
That's
take
not
one,
what
you
you
take
said
them
before.
all.
It's
Someone put in the
about
chat that both
family
boys went with her.
supporting family. It's about family supporting family. That's what it's about. It's not about what kids go
They
with
all should
home
have
and all
went.
of this. They're a family.
They all should have went, but someone also put in the chat that both boys went with her. So
that's what somebody put in, but I didn't see. I'm gonna have to look at it again. The only
see, people are saying I thought she took the boys. Exactly.
Well, you said Sebastian, stop.
That's not what you said, Sebastian.
That's not what you said. You said he can't keep them.
Thank you, E. He gonna stop. Listen, I have to go look at it again. I thought she took. Everybody saying I thought she took the boys.
No, I thought she only took Josiah because when she walked in, she told him to say hi to them.
That part. I have to go back and look at it again, but I really thought only Josiah went. I thought the two little ones was home with Ralph, and I didn't like that. I wasn't feeling that. So if that was the case,
And why would she take the boys and leave the girl? That don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
But
and to Sebastian's point, Ralph wasn't watching the two kids because he was at Ralph's party the night before. So who was watching the kids?
That part.
Yeah.
Nanny.
Probably his mistress in Florida.
So okay, so they're telling us she came back with the boys. We have to look again. Everybody's saying both boys went. All right, I'll calm down if both boys went, but that's not what I saw. Maybe my eyes was lying to me. Okay, so a lot of people are saying both boys went. I don't know why. I swear to goodness,
I watched it twice and I didn't see that. But okay, I mean, I may have to pay closer attention to that part. But I didn't see that either.
I only saw her say, JoJo, go say hi. Yeah, Ralph is a jerk. So anyway, if I didn't know the final outcome that these two were in divorce court, I would have thought this is the best time ever for these two. They made a song together. Ralph wrote and produced it. I didn't realize that Ralph played music. He played the piano. I didn't know Ralph had a musical side. But
that's how he got with her.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, but so Drew father is sick. I thought it was so sweet. The video that she showed, the story that she told, and I thought it was so great when the mom played the song and said, "That's your daughter," and he smiled. Because those are tough times when you have a family member that no longer realizes and remembers who you are most of the time, but they come in and out every now and then. So I appreciated that scene with Drew, but my thing is, what Bravo should have been showing, and y'all jumping this train, hit that like button. Y'all jumping this train for free. What I wish I would have appreciated, they would have showed Ralph should have went with her. And they should have showed those two traveling together with the kids to go see her dad. So Ralph, even though we know y'all getting a divorce, you get an F. Okay. So that was Ralph and Drew in that particular situation. Now Kandi goes and meets Sanya for lunch. Okay. Kandi meets Sanya for lunch. And then that's when we discovered that Sanya went to Disney with Kandi on Kandi's dime. Now, that's not what they said, but that's what I'm saying. So Kandi took Sanya, her whole family, Deucey and all of them, to see Mickey Mouse in Disney. Okay. And so Sanya wanted to tell, Kandi that this Courtney was actually talking about her, and she met that Courtney at Shereé's house. And Kandi asked her the question we all needed the answer to. When she was talking about me, did you stick up for me?
What did you say? What did you say?
Come on now, Leo. And that Sanya was stuttering and mothering and othering because she knew she didn't stick up for Kandi.
Wasn't she laughing?
My thing is, I done took you to Disney on my private jet. You said you had a whole good time, and now somebody talking about me, and you don't stand up for me, Sanya, you messy. Okay. Now, Sanya, they do a scene with Sanya and Ross, and Sanya keep talking about baby number 2. I think that's a fraudulent storyline.
Agreed.
She planned on dropping no baby out of that belly, okay? They just making stuff up because his business, his car business, is still in a whole nother state. Now, what I'm not understanding is why don't he build a business? And I know it's not easy in Atlanta, but if Ty can open 75 restaurants, then Ross could do a new business out there in Atlanta and could stop traveling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But
Diva, can I answer that?
No, I'm gonna let you answer. I want to throw in all these things here so we could talk. So then Kandi and Todd. Is this who? Kandi and Todd. They at what is it? Blaze. Okay. And Blaze, you look, it ain't the name ironic because there was some pow-pows blazing around over there. Okay, so they're at Blaze and they're gonna start a new menu, whatever. The cousin who got pow-pows,
Diva,
he stops by. Yes,
what episode are we on now? Episode 2?
this is episode 2. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So the cousin stopped by and he seemed like he wasn't mentally ready to really be doing no scene, okay, because he had his arm in a sling. He got hurt at the restaurant and they bringing him there. It wasn't good. I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready to be in the streets at all. I think that he still needed some therapy.
I do too, Diva. I totally agree with you. Go ahead.
I do too. And how dare the producer come over there and say, "Are we
I
not gonna
know
talk
it
about
was
this?"
terrible.
That was so wrong.
So wrong. Because they do anything
Really?
for scene and money. And listen, I'm 10 toes down. That is right. They can't talk about this. It's a legal situation.
But
And that young man was still traumatized. I could still see
his face.
I could still see.
So why would they invite him though?
Because they were gonna make a new menu.
No.
That's no.
They should
That's
have
a
known.
lie. Yes.
That's the set of the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That's right, Fifi. Poor Melvin. Listen, Melvin, we praying for you. We are, because that was so messed up. You could tell, and he's like, you know what? He looks really young. I feel like he's really young, and he's like a little teddy bear. He's like so.
Kandi raised him, Diva. Kandi raised him, and Patrick, mind you, on OLG, she talked about that.
I do remember that, but right now, Melvin is not well. Melvin needs counseling.
He is not. He is not.
And in addition to that, let me tell you something about Melvin, right? He knows that Kandi raised him, and he's grateful, and that's why he's still working in the restaurant. That's why he showed up for that scene. But Melvin needed to be home in his bed with his arm propped up and doing what do you call it, Zoom counseling.
Yep.
Melvin wasn't doing it. Yes. Trent, thank you for the super chat. Why was Melvin meeting the subordinate outside the clock? They need a new kitchen manager. The producer wasn't wrong. OLG is ratchet. Oh my.
But Diva, can I add this as well to the conversation? Since we're talking about stuff we can't talk about since it's legal, I think Kandi had no problem with it when she brought Mama Joyce to do her dirty work to talk about the guy who wanted to pow outside of Phaedra's office and do whatever. That was fair game, even though that was still legal and they were dealing with it in the courtroom. So I find it very interesting that now Kandi has some legal issues that she has to do, and she let them set up in her restaurant. They had to let Melvin know what was going on before he even entered the scene. There's no way that he just entered the scene and just like, oh, Melvin's just here to try out the new chicken teriyaki bowl. So I'm sorry, I'm not buying it whatsoever. If you are going to be there in a sling, and the reason why you're in a sling is because of being the manager at Kandi's restaurant and Kandi's part of a reality show, then yes, we're going to talk about it. If you don't want to talk about all of your life, then that scene should have never happened, and you should never invited Melvin over.
No, they didn't put charges on drama. When that happened, they dropped the charges afterward.
Come on now, E. No. Let's get this straight, man. I'm gonna let everybody talk. Let me finish getting this out, but I'm gonna let everybody talk. But don't do that, Smoke. No, he's traumatized. He showed up because he thought they was gonna be talking about the menu. You see, even Ty had to let them know, like, no, we ain't talking about that. We gonna talk about these wings, this crab burger, these fries, and the shrimp scampi, whatever else they had on that table.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
I guess. And also to answer my other point, the reason why Ross can't move his business to Atlanta and do it is because he's spending his own money, unlike Todd, who's usually spending someone else's. So Todd can get as many restaurants as he opens because it's not coming out of his checking account, it's coming out of Kandi's.
That part. Hello.
Well,
so Ross is self-made. He's doing it all by himself. He's even driving some of the cars and driving clients around. He's doing
Ross,
it.
tell y'all he driving the cars around. Ross is with his other woman in Texas. That's what Ross is doing.
Well, Eve, do you have proof? Do you have receipts of that, or are you just saying that because you met?
Do you have receipts that Todd is not making any money at all?
Actually, I do, because he's begging for his wife's attention once again. He's begging for his wife's attention.
Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. The train is shaking. Hold on. Let me finish this up. Now, Kenya meets a new chick, and Brooklyn and her little daughter are playing. And ain't it ironic? They went to play pickleball. What is with this pickleball? First, Jamie Foxx is outside playing pickleball, and now these two are going to a place playing pickleball.
Don't forget that doing it on Potomac too.
Yeah, something. This is crazy, okay? So, the girl she had lunch with, I'm like, okay, whatever. And Kenya talks about, Moneta hooking her up with this KMC. Roy, whatever his name is. You know what though? I hope it works out for Kenya. But you know what? This is just me. My advice would be get a divorce first before you start walking down this road in some other relationship with some man. I mean, I know you need a storyline, but I'm gonna need you to get a divorce first. But that's just me. So then Sanya and Shereé have lunch, and she tells her, I'm a grandma. And then, Shereé talks about, the fact that she didn't like what went down at Ross's party, because you don't be confronting her man, and that's not what you do. It's not proper etiquette. It was just wrong. And then, Drew and Ralph go to the studio together. Okay. And I think that's, was that everything? I think that's pretty much was everything, right? That was all the scenes that we're really going to talk about there. Well, I forgot. You know what? Let me back up. Shereé and Kenya meet at the end, and Shereé pretty much told Kenya, that she was wrong. Now Kenya didn't see the error of her ways, because that's Kenya. Kenya's like, you walking down the same path with these men, and that's when Shereé had to let her know you got a problem with the men too. So don't just be giving me the side eye. You got a situation with the men too. So let's just call this thing even. You was wrong, he was wrong, and I'm going to talk to him. Now we're going to get at it. We got all those scenes. I'll start up there with you.
So Drew looked absolutely beautiful in her confessional, and I didn't realize I missed Drew until I saw her. I do like the song that they keep playing, You Already Know, and I did download it last year when it came out. But what stuck out to me immediately is, why was Ralph on the cover? I don't care if Ralph wrote or produced the record. Writers and producers do not get to come to the photo shoot for the album cover. Do you know how many singles of Beyonce's that Jay-Z was featured on and that he co-wrote, and he was never on the cover? I think that is bad for marketing. Ladies, keep your professional life separate from the bedroom, because when things go awry in the bedroom, you don't want it messing with your money. Business and romance separate, always.
Amen.
Moving on, when I saw Shereé in her confessional talking about she doesn't know when she goes to Kandi's restaurants if she's going to get biscuits or pow-pows, I could not believe Shereé had the unmitigated gall to muster up those words. Shereé, let me have a word with you. You are fake and bougie. You wear Shein premium. You wear Louis Vuitton. You wear Chanel. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Prada. You wear Chanel. You wear Louis Vuitton. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Louis Vuitton. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Louis Vuitton. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Louis Vuitton. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Louis Vuitton. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Louis Vuitton. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You wear Prada. You wear Gucci. You wear Chanel. You Your leggings and these stretchings for $254, talking about your body is natural. Baby, you had a tummy tuck. You have breast implants, you have liposuction, and you have Botox and face fillers. Now, you have a criminal record as well, and you are a career unemployment filing person, and you have lost your house. I think you lost the chateau twice before you made it what it is right now and put it in Thelma's name. Shereé, don't you dare talk about biscuits and bullets and crime without talking about yourself. You were arrested yourself and charged with theft and possessing criminal tools. Nene already told that, and we saw your mugshots, and you pleaded no contest to both charges. So, Shereé, don't do it. Kandi has never been arrested. Kandi has never had a mugshot. Shereé Fuller, don't do it. When it comes to this last scene, it was evident to me that Shereé is a black male worshiper. She sees all the wrong with Kenya, but nothing wrong with what Martell did. At Shereé's big age, and after being in that tumultuous relationship that included DV with Bob, Shereé is still walking around with blinders on and her Save a Black Man cape. She said, stop saying black men are aggressive, but aren't they? Can't they be sometimes? The statistics show when it comes to DV, when it comes to SA, and Shereé being a victim of this herself, she doesn't want to call it out because she fears that this will run away her potential suitors. But what burns a man off even more is you still walking around with the last name Whitfield, and your daughters don't even have that name. I think the oldest one doesn't. I know that's not Bob's kid, but the Callie is going to get married and change her name. What are you doing walking around with the name Whitfield? And this man just choked you out on television and admitted to it 2 seasons ago. Shereé, stop it. Be real with yourself, and you can be real with others.
Well, whew. Well, E, let me ask you this. You know, Todd is in an emotional place right now, and I'm gonna need Todd to go to counseling with Melvin because Todd sat there talking about he about to open Blaze Pizza, a taco place, this, that, and the other. All of these restaurants, because he's talking about he makes a lot of money from the restaurants. Listen, Todd, you're gonna have to hire security at Blaze, okay? Because Kandi said it's in a certain spot. It's in a particular spot, okay? So even the type of restaurant it is, they're not even sure that that area supports that particular type of restaurant. I'm going to need Todd to slow down, okay? And I'm going to need Todd to stop trying to prove himself to Mama Joyce, because guess what? Mama Joyce ain't going to like you no matter what you do, even if he hit the lotto. So, Leo, you're up. What are your thoughts?
You changed my whole thought process because that's right. Mama Joyce ain't gonna like him no matter what. So he can go ahead on it and go for your dreams and figure that out with your wife because y'all can team up and really get that done.
Right.
But as far as when I said that. One thing about people, they always continue a pattern. Always is a strong word, but they really, 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 really do. And so you asked about the last scene. What was the last scene again?
The last scene is Kenya and Shereé meets up, and they meet up.
That's right.
And you know, they pretty much kind of go back and forth about the situation that happened in the party, and they had to come to pretty much we're going to agree to disagree.
Well, because they the same people, right? They both have basically gone through similar types of relationships. I mean, dumb guys all around for Shereé and Kenya. I mean, just how it's been as far as I can see. They both share in both of that type of behavior. So it's the same pattern. And I get what Kenya trying to say to her, but I don't really see her changing that pattern either. Yes, she's dating a guy that she was hooked up with Manetta, but damn, they ain't married. So I mean, and they've been married for 10 years. So at the same time, she's still at the same place. And to talk to Shereé as if you're not, recognizing the signs, she's right, but she still is the wrong messenger.
I agree. I agree. Michelle, thank you for the super chat. Todd is is a bad business person. How many more restaurants have to close? You know what? Todd, pick a lane, Todd. Pick a lane. He really wants to do movies, but you going to do it like a back door to make money from the restaurant so you can make your movies, but yet you tell Kandi you need help with your movie. What we doing, Todd? If you really want to just do movies, stop trying to prove yourself to anybody and do your movies. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are this. I'm happy that Sheree's a grandma, as I said. Shereé, you need to open your eyes. Okay? You need to open your eyes. Yes, Bob did acknowledge that he choked you. And he said it himself on camera. Maybe he didn't do it hard enough.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
That's terrible.
It is. It's very terrible. E is 100% correct. I am Black. I am proud to be Black, but I do acknowledge that Black men, we are one of the highest groups in being perpetrators for DV. It is just the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. I know people, the chat is going to get riled up, but it's the truth. Call me a C word.
But
I don't care.
That's not the truth. That's what they want us
It's
to believe.
within the percentage of race in comparison, right? The percentage is higher.
In comparison, the
Yes.
percentage is higher.
Yes. Be clear.
I'll say that. Thank you, Leo Aries. You saved me. Also, we need to not. I don't agree with Kenya said was the wrong messenger, right message. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because I'm gonna say this. Kenya wanted to help Shereé. Kenya is speaking from experience. Therefore, she is not the wrong messenger. Yes, she can be wrong at some times, but in this case, she is the right messenger. She has the right message. Martell, you could already tell that Shereé is completely blind to all of Martell's actions. Completely blind. She is. But you know what? I wouldn't expect anything different because we all know Sheree's not all the way up there too. So,
or pretending to be blind.
I don't know. But as I said a couple weeks ago about the Smokey Robinson situation, that was marketing. This whole relationship with Martell and Shereé, this is marketing, guys. Marketing at its finest.
Well, no, it's actually bad marketing, right?
It is bad because Love and Marriage.
If you thought that you were going to take two problematic characters on their respective shows, put them together and blend them into each other's show, what did it really do? So the thing is with Carlos King, and he's a whole nother subject for another day. If he thought this was his brainchild and it was going to make for good TV, he messed up. Because we all know, if you have followed Martell, we already know, first of all, when Shereé said in her confessional she hoped he moved to Atlanta, that was the dumbest thing a female could ever say about a man that has young children. Okay, this man has children in a whole nother state or whatever the case may be, and you're like hoping for selfish reasons that he can move closer to you. Make any type of sense. And then so she says that. And then you got Shereé, and you have this man who's freshly out of his divorce, and every second he gets on his own show, he tells you pretty much how he misses his wife, he wants his wife back, and he wants his family back. In addition to that, this man has a whole nother baby mama and a young kid. Shereé, why would you walk into that? So never bought this relationship from the door. Shereé will do anything for her paycheck, but you know what? You can't be mad at her in some way, shape, or form. She tried it with Tyrone and she almost got kicked off the show. So she was desperate. She needed anybody she can get. And you know what? Martell filled the bill for her. What are we going to do?
Diva, can I address something real quickly? When I said my comment about Black men are the highest perpetrators, I didn't mean it like nationally. I'm sorry. I meant it within our race. Black men do have a higher percentage of hitting other Black women. This is just a fact.
Well, actually, it is nationally. If you look at the statistics, unless somebody can prove me wrong, the last numbers I saw, it is higher in the Black community, and the men are the perpetrators.
Ooh, that's a heavy conversation.
And the thing is, another thing is the women like
Yeah, but
staying.
then they said that it's not accurate neither. So
Well, the women aren't walking around with black eyes by themselves. I mean, something's happening.
yeah,
These,
but it's happening in the white community too. They just don't want us to know.
yeah, but in our community, when there's so many pow pows going on, the women aren't the ones. Yes, some women do that, but however, most of the men who are falling victim to these pow pows are the victims of other black men. So not only are black women, the victim of black men, but other black men are the victims of black men as well. And when the majority of them are incarcerated at such a high number as well, yes, some of them have been victims of the system and victims of circumstances. However, a lot of them make bad decisions. Bad decisions. We have the highest numbers when it comes to raising children with fathers outside of the home. And in 2023 is no reason as to why these men are not in the home raising their children, making all these outside babies. When you look at these high value men, quote unquote, even these basketball players, how many outside children do they have? These men are out of control. And when we make excuses for them, we are teaching girls that the behavior of these men is okay and that we are somehow wrong. Like and I can't remember who that was. Who was my friend that I love so much? In my opinion, I am one of those women who said that, and I agree with Diva, women should not hit men, but men should never hit women either. Unless you know it's a life or death situation. We
I
have
agree with you.
we have men though, like you said, who don't even view women as human beings. You know, I don't even want to get into it. Let's let somebody else. I'm sorry, because
Yeah,
this
that's
is going
okay.
to
Let
go.
me
Diva,
let
This
me
is
go
going
to
to go somewhere else.
Shan. No, that's fine. Let me go to Shan. Shan, what are your thoughts on the rest of those scenes? And you know what, Todd? I think Todd, he hasn't found himself in his place within this marriage. And I think if they were not on TV, I think Todd would be fine being, the house husband, so to speak. And I'm not trying to say that in a bad way because nothing is wrong with it. When you have a family, plenty of families make the decision like, okay, my husband he's going to be the one that goes after his career, and I'll stay home and take care of the family. When a female does that on a regular basis, it's like it's no problem. So a man should be able to do that. But instead, to me, Todd looked tired in that scene. Okay, so there was a lot of underlying stuff going on in that scene. Poor Melvin needed to go to counseling, okay, therapy. Todd looked tired, and Kandi looked frustrated because Kandi is tired of Todd trying to prove himself. But see, she wouldn't be in that position if she would not stop her mama from talking about him. So last season, because they showed it right for BravoCon, here it is, Mama Joyce, because Mama Joyce just wants to entertain the people. She going to sit on that panel talking about, you know what, Todd, she don't like Todd still to this day. And I just think that is so disrespectful on the highest level whatsoever. And I think that is why Todd is running himself in the ground trying to prove himself. But the worst mistake you could ever do is trying to prove yourself to somebody that doesn't care and will never care. Shan, what are your thoughts?
Hey, I'm so happy you're okay. Because I saw 8 o'clock come and I was trying to catch the train.
Oh!
And I did not see the train. Okay, so listen. Take a deep breath, Diva.
Okay.
We gotta be honest here. We know
Okay.
how cheap Kandi is. You really think she's taking Sanya on vacation for free? I'm sure Sanya paid her own money. Come on. I'm
You
driving.
mean the one?
Okay?
You mean Sanya with the dry beef patties paid for her own trip?
Hold on, let me go on mute because God don't like ugly. You see, I'm choking for what I
Oh, Shan,
Okay.
Listen.
Guess where I'm driving from, Diva? I'm driving from Atlantic City.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went for the
you
weekend.
You could have stopped by my house.
But
You could take as it 10 or 11, but go ahead.
me and my boyfriend just left, and my mom, my sister. I did like a little
That's
Mother's Day,
nice.
something like easy, not too
Right.
far.
That's
But
nice.
quick story. It's not the same there. Anyways, let
It's
me get
not.
on the train. Sorry. Yeah, Kandi. You know what? Emmanuel said something. I'm driving, so I wasn't really listening. I'm listening in and out. But Emmanuel said, "Why invite him to the scene?" Her cousin who got pow pow. They knew what they were trying to do. Admit it. Candy's a little messy. She wanted
Thank
something
you,
that she
Shan.
Don't do that.
Thank
Don't
you.
do
You're
that.
Yes,
welcome.
Shan. Yes, Shan. Speak the truth.
We agreed for one to
Somebody
be
help me.
cousins, but we always disagree.
I'm
It's
here,
not nice.
Diva.
Not
I'm here,
nice.
Diva. Look, he wanted to make sure her cousin got a check for the scene. You know,
Is
he
she
going through
talking
some
about
Yeah,
things.
whatchamacallit from
Candy
Yeah.
wanna
Love Pop
finally have a
Atlanta?
storyline. She wanna finally have a storyline.
No, Leo. No, hold on.
Yes, Shan.
Hold on, guys.
Grasping for straws.
No,
Diva,
don't do
I'm
that.
glad you're sitting
No,
Yes,
here.
Shan.
no,
Keep
that's
going,
not
Shan.
true.
Stay strong. Stay
That's not
strong. We
true.
got you. We got you. The ancestors
I
are
don't want to
behind you.
break.
Keep speaking the truth.
I don't want
Look,
to break.
Candy is an OG. They don't have to grab for storylines to
Yes,
keep
she
her
does
on.
grab.
Yes, she does.
Watch
Yes, she
her.
Grab
does.
it.
She gonna watch
Listen,
her.
Yes, she
y'all read
does.
that. Hold on one second, guys. Y'all read that scene totally wrong because listen, if they wanted to do that, the producer would have never had to come to them and say, "Can we talk about the elephant in the room?" They legit just wanted to talk about those chicken, crab cakes, shrimp, whatever they had, scampi. They did not want to talk about the situation. And you know what? That's what I like about Todd. He know how to be a husband when he has to be, because he didn't even let Kandi speak. He was like, no, legal situations, we're not talking about it, okay? Because Kandi did in her confessional, she said more than she needed to say. But if it was Todd next to her, she wouldn't have said nothing, because Todd was like, no, we're not talking about it. Legal situation. We cannot talk about it. But then Kandi sat up in that confessional and told us that the man came there drunk and this, that, and the other. Kandi, shut your mouth before
She
you
better
and
tell
Blaze
us
get
something
sued.
before she get off the show. She better leave us with something.
She don't need to get sued. She don't need to get
Come
sued.
back to me, because my GPS stopped talking.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna come back to you. Who did not get to speak yet? Where
I
am I?
didn't.
And I
I
go.
I
did.
didn't.
I think
A lot of
Okay,
us.
so let me go to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
okay. First, let me give Candy some props. I really like the way she told Sanya, like after Sanya tried to snitch, she said, "But did you stick up for me?"
Come on now.
That was a very good one. You know,
Yes.
it's too bad that Candy didn't stick up to her good friend who was going to a tumultuous divorce.
Candy doesn't stick up for people. She just laughs.
Right,
To be
exactly, and
honest,
hides
she
their
does the same thing
and
Sanya
hides
does.
things in
Sorry,
her
Diva,
garage
love
and
you.
stuff. But anyway, going to
Yes,
that.
she does.
Really? She stuck up
She
for her
stuck
best
up for
friend.
Eva and she sticks up for Kenya.
And she
I
stuck
can't
up for
And
remember.
Tamika
Cynthia.
Scott, her
None of
bandmate
those for her
slash
real
sister.
friends.
Emmanuel, keep going. Keep going. We
Phaedra
got
was
you.
her real friend, and she didn't have her back like she was supposed to. But anyway, when Candy and Todd were at that restaurant, the first comment I have is that there's something about Todd that I don't like. He comes across very lazy. The way he talks
Oh
to
Lord,
her.
is this Mama Joyce? What you doing? Is this AI? Is this Mama
Listen,
Come
Joyce?
on,
What you
Mama
doing?
Joyce is
Come on, Emmanuel.
Mama Joyce can be a little crazy, but I think she is right when it comes to Todd. The way he even talks is just like, yeah, I want to open
I'm with
another
you when
restaurant.
you're right.
It's like he doesn't even want to engage in the conversation. And although some may argue that it's because Candy, makes more money or whatever, it's not all about money that a husband provides to a woman. It's kind of like what we were talking about last time with love and marriage, is that Candy still, like, she wants to probably feel like she has a husband, and I really don't think that she feels that. And it doesn't have anything to do with money. So I don't know. As far as the incident, I disagree with most of you guys. It's ridiculous that the cousin was there, mic'd with the thing on his arm, and we were gonna pretend like nothing happened. First of all, that incident happened in one of Candy's establishments. Candy has the responsibility to ensure the safety of her clients. How am I gonna have a place of business where incidents like these are happening? And like Shereé said, we don't know if we're getting biscuits with butter or bullets. It happened at the restaurant. It's How are you guys not going to make her say something about it? She needs to like ensure that her place is safe, that whatever, because it happened with the employee. So it's a bad look on Kandi. So I definitely think that she should have addressed it.
No,
Let's see what.
let me, Emmanuel, I'm gonna let you finish, but let's do this. There's plenty of situations that we know of in history where there are pow-pows going on, and you don't see them addressing it because it's a legal situation. Okay, because one wrong thing you say can turn the whole situation around. I had said on Shereé's show that the thing is, Kandi is lucky that this is her cousin, because if it was just two co-workers, there could be some high level heavy lawsuits going down. I would, as an employee, if I was her cousin and I wasn't related to Kandi, yeah, that whole Blaze or whatever restaurant that happened at, they'll be getting sued. Here's my coworker came to work pissy drunk, got mad at me, and then pow-powed me. I could have lost my life. I'm traumatized, I'm hurt, and all of the above. The only reason, the thing that is saving them right now from additional, like a lawsuit, is the fact that that is her cousin. And you know her cousin is not going to sue her. But if this was just two regular random employees, Todd and Kandi will really be going through it right now. Especially if they can, if others can prove, or the person that got pow can prove that this person came to work drunk all the time. So,
and that is why my cousin would never come on the scene. He wouldn't be on the TV.
Right. You would make.
Well,
You would
no,
do all you can.
I don't know if it was Leo who said it. Maybe the cousin needs some money. So I don't know what the benefits is like wherever he's working at or whatever the case may be. But now he got a whole bunch of bills. Because he's sitting there with the arm in the seat. They had to take the stuff out. And he was in the hospital, I'm sure.
Diva, but here's the thing. Kandi's been supporting this boy, helping him to grow, like supporting whatever needs. So him being on TV to get a small check it fails to compare to what she has done for him financially. So I'm not buying the fact that he may need a little money, and if Kandi would be like, "Oh well, you just gonna have to do this little scene to collect the check." I find that very hard to believe. Kandi could have been like, "Here's a little something to hold you off until you are better." He did not need to be on that screen
and
whatsoever.
Not only that,
that is true. But this is where I work at in my job, my real life job. So what it is that all these businesses are covered by workers' comp insurance. And how it works is you get penalized no matter what if someone get hurt on the job. But every state has a cap on what it is an employee will be able to get no matter what. In the state that I live in, even if it's a death at the job, worker comp only pays out $15,000. That's it. Period, point blank. Nobody don't get no more than that. What that is that she can be able to pay out through workers comp if he makes this appearance on the show at that time. So it's not necessary. It's about supporting the whole. He will get taken care of regardless. It's not about she's not going to give him the money. It's about he's going to get taken care of, and his own, all the people that come after him going to get taken care of. It's just the fact we do it in a business smart way.
And let's
blaming Kandi for everything. What about what happened to Biggie and Tupac? Did she do that too? Was she supposed to stop that?
Maybe.
Come on,
Was she on the scene? Was she on the scene? Was she on the scene?
At her restaurant?
We don't know.
They said that Kandi and Biggie had beef, so I'm trying to figure out, was Kandi supposed to stop that from happening too, since she's so powerful?
Amen.
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. What you got to understand is crime happens everywhere. And she couldn't have prevented that crime unless she knew that this particular person always came to work drunk and belligerent and acted crazy, then that's a whole different story.
I understand that, but you said, Diva, that you think it's a good thing that it was the cousin who was involved, and the way I look at it
No,
is that
I didn't say a good thing. I said she's lucky it was
she's
the
lucky.
cousin.
Because a
Well,
stranger would sue her.
Because a stranger definitely would have sued her, and she would have been in a whole more heat of trouble. And the more heat of trouble would have been is they could look more into that employee who did it. And if you get enough co-workers to collaborate and say, oh, he always came to drunk, and I'm saying I don't know who the person was. He always came to work drunk and acted crazy and did XYZ. Rarely ever when there's a situation was it the person's first time displaying any given particular behavior. It's a rare thing. It's a rare thing. And if nobody ever saw the behavior, they just ignored a lot of red flags. If you go back in history to all of these people that have done something crazy and out of line with a pow, there's someone out there be like, well, yeah, yesterday he did buy 200 boxes of ammunition. He was a loner, or she was a loner. Or it's always some type of sign. So that's why I don't think this was this guy's first time coming to the restaurant, getting drunk. And what was his issue with Melvin?
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is that had it been like a stranger, then Kandi could have been like, oh, okay, well, I don't know, that's their thing. But if I, as a consumer, am thinking, wait, the employee had a problem with the owner's cousin, I'm thinking there's a problem. What if something like this happens once again at the restaurant because it's the owner's cousin? So I think all I'm saying is that Kandi does have a responsibility as the owner of the establishment to say, did you guys do a proper vetting? Did you guys do a proper background check? Like, you have to. That's what I'm saying. I'm coming at it as like how it's
I got
perceived.
you. Hold on
I
one
agree.
second. So Trent, thank you for the super chat. He said Biggie shouldn't have called Kandi ugly. Y'all need to stop it. But you know what? Let me say this to you, and then I'll move to somebody else. To your point, Emmanuel, let me tell you something about employees trying to get a job. Crazy knows how to dress themselves up, clean themselves up, act like they got perfect sense during an interview. And the minute you give them the job, they all of a sudden lose their mind again and need all kinds of medication. I'm telling you that people know how to get over when they need to get over and only allow their crazy to show when they want it to show. And 9 times out of 10 is after you already hired them and everything else. You can do all kind of background check, vetting, this, that, and the other. Crazy will slip through. Anybody else? Any comments on these last few scenes?
Diva, I just want to say I love you and I'm glad we friends because you gonna ride for your friends like how you riding for Kandi. I love the loyalty. I'm complimenting your loyalty.
Yeah, that's a side dig and a compliment all at the same time. But you know, I'm gonna take it. You went and then said, "Oh, you cute. I got you." It was a little side dig and a compliment, but I'm cool. You know, I love you too. Who else wants to speak on these scenes?
Another thing is, people keep asking what the situation was. Well, some people are saying that this is what happened, allegedly. Mm-hmm. So the employee works in the kitchen with Melvin and he's the chef. But it seems like he fired said employee, and then said employee came back later and told to meet Melvin outside. And that's how it all happened.
Sounds possible. It sounds like that could have happened.
But the thing is, Kandi shouldn't have said that whole story in that confessional. I didn't like that. I was like, no, Kandi, like you should have kept your mouth shut on this one.
Yep, I felt that. Todd tried to tell her. See. And so you know what's the problem is too with Todd and Kandi. They're unequally yoked, but listen, they got into this marriage, so now they got to figure it out. And I am of the mindset that when two people get married, you can't let no family member talk about your spouse, even your mama or your daddy. You can't do it. because
Can I-
it diminishes. Yes, you can eat. It diminishes and it undermines the relationship that you two are trying to build. If you married your husband knowing that he wasn't in a certain economical bracket, then you should not put the pressure on your spouse to try to come up to that bracket, because then they are going to run their self racket. They are. Hey, if you are a millionaire when you meet me and I only make a couple $1,000s a month, and you want to put the monkey on my back to try to make me come up to the millionaire status, I'm going to drive myself bananas. So, Robin said it best. She's not on tonight, but Robin said it best. When you meet somebody, if I never change, if what you see right now is what you get, including my financial bracket, would you be okay with that? And if somebody tells you no, I would say run. Because at any given time, anything can happen. I saw, what is his name? Michael J. Fox. This man, I forgot the condition he has. Been married to his wife.
He had Parkinson's.
35 years they've been married. And his wife is standing by his side the whole time. And his condition is getting worse by the day and the years. And so here she is. They both, I want to say, is definitely actors, right? But my thing is,
Yeah.
she is, that's not what she particularly signed up for. But guess what? She's sticking through it. She signed up. I mean, this man at the top of his game. Back to the Future. All that. Big money.
All that.
So
he was all that.
All that. So imagine where one day you could have millions, but then something could happen and that whole situation could turn around just like that. Something can not, and I'm not wishing this, guys, but something can happen and then try to be the top breadwinner. So what do you, when you sign up for what you sign up for, you can't complain about what you signed up for. But who wanted to speak? Go ahead, E.
This is my thing. I got to speak up for Melvin because we doing that thing where we are letting the perpetrator get off scot-free. I can't remember who said it. Melvin shouldn't have walked outside. Why can't he walk outside? Are we under martial law in Atlanta? Melvin could walk outside if he wants to. He has to walk outside anyway. He has to go home at some point. Who cares if Melvin went outside? The person who should not have done what they did is the person with the pow-pow. That is the person who should be getting villainized, not the person who, this whole thing makes no sense. We have to take these capes off and stop defending these kings with this bad behavior. If we already have established, the word was the employee who pulled out the pow-pow was intoxicated. So he shouldn't have been on the property, period. Because if we're talking about HR and we're talking about workers' comp and all of this good jazz, he should not have come to work being under the influence. That is a violation of the standards of conduct. Period. And so when we talk about what Kandi and Todd represents, Kandi and Todd don't run the day-to-day. They're just the face of the restaurant. The person who runs the day-to-day, for those, and Sebastian, you know this because you watch the OLG show, it's Philip. Philip doesn't come to work under the influence. Philip is trying to be upstanding. He is holding these people accountable. He is trying to change the narrative. And I have been to both restaurants. I have been to OLG and I have been to Blaze. Nothing has happened to me. But to sit here and say that Kandi is y'all act like Kandi was with Phaedra when she was switching the VIN numbers down to the Mercedes dealership and had
that was not proven. That was not proven.
It was proven. Apollo
No,
went
it
to
was
jail.
not.
Angela's thing.
By who?
Yes,
By
it's proven. It's
a
proven.
book of a felon?
And y'all act like Kandi was in the elevator with Solange and Jay-Z, and she told Solange to get him, spit on him, kick him again. I mean, come on. Kandi is not omnipresent. She is one woman. She is 5'3", and y'all giving her all of this power. And I tell you, Kandi is. And when Kandi told Nene that she was embedded in her brain, I really feel like she was talking to some of the viewers because y'all are out of control tonight.
Oh, no,
I cannot believe what I'm
Wait.
hearing.
Can I speak on this? Can I say
I
this?
said it.
Why is it that
I
when
said it.
anyone has something,
Let her finish. Wait, hold on.
she just finished.
I said it.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let you go, Smoke. Trent, thank you for the super chat. The way Kandi and Don Juan talk to their staff, I'm sure they set a bad example for Melvin. He more than likely to throw his weight around. Yeah, he still didn't deserve, whether that could be true or not. Thank you, Trent, so much for the super chat. He still didn't deserve to be pow-powed. I'm
And we
feeling
don't even know the
Melvin.
ramifications of the pow. Do we know if he's gonna have a full functioning of his hand again? Do we know if said pow thing hit a nerve or something? We don't even know the full ramifications of the said pow. It's not fair that this kid was pow. It's not. It's not
No,
okay.
not,
And
we
I
all
won't be
agree on that.
saying it's fair. Smoke, what you wanted to say something, Smoke? Go
Yes,
ahead.
I just find it interesting that we are all different people. We have different perspectives, and it's almost like we can't have our own opinions. When we say something about one of y'all favorites, y'all happen to love and like. Listen, it's fair game. Your perspective is your perspective, but let's not try to play it, twist and make it seem like Kandi is so entrenched. We are going based off what we are seeing on the show with our own two eyes. Everyone's viewpoint is going to be completely different from where they're entering to. So let's not go on the offense about when someone has something to say that's contrary to what you call your beloved queens or whatnot. That's like, they're in your brain and whatnot. No.
Haters.
I want to apologize.
It's not a hater and it's not
Every-
peasants either. People can have their opinions and perspectives. That's
That's true,
all.
but I want to apologize because I know it's not an echo chamber, and I know Diva welcomes all opinions, and so I don't want to make it seem like all opinions are not welcome. This is the Diva show, and she welcomes all sides and points of view. I get that. I'm just saying, we got to get the Republicans to get the pows off the street. And if people are this concerned with what happened at Blaze, right down to your lawmakers, your House of Representatives, go call down there right now tomorrow. Go down to your city council and make some noise about it. If you feel that strongly about what Kandi has done, go ahead. If you feel unsafe about going to Blaze, go down and talk to your politicians and get them to tighten up on these laws, please.
I will agree on you.
Diva, is this Courtney, Diva?
Okay, wait, hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on, because I gotta let some other people in.
Diva.
But hold on, don't do this, young, rich, and skinny. Okay, they always pound at Kandi restaurants. It's a war zone. That's not right. That's not fair. That's not fair. But thank you for your comment. But that's not
Latasha Scott.
Diva.
Well, they ain't wrong.
Wait a minute, that's Courtney. Booking that profile picture, Courtney. Was that Courtney?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, Courtney, don't tell me you're in the bushes.
I know that's right. That's
let me tell y'all. First of all, Kandi restaurant that had so many different sanctions been closed down. Like that's a war zone. I would be scared to go there too. I'm sorry.
Thank you, my opinion.
Like I shouldn't have to decide if I want to sit there in the restaurant and all of a sudden, a rat gonna come by or a bullet gonna come by. Like I shouldn't have to worry about neither one of those things.
Oh my god!
In my
We heard about it.
you come to Atlanta because I will treat you.
No, I'm just saying that I feel what you're saying because you love Kandi. I feel it, okay? I feel it in your bones. But I'm a real connoisseur of food, okay? I don't play by my food neither. And I just don't want. Let me tell you something. When I saw all the stuff that was going on down there, I was like, oh no, y'all can't go there, And then she let us know even further. She said it's in the hood. So yeah, you don't want my business. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to move that business out the hood. Then if it's getting that bad that you got rats and you got bullets. I'm sorry. You ain't gonna change my mind, okay?
No. Phaedra put that rat outside. Phaedra did that. That rat was not there.
What about the one that was on the inside when the dang people came?
Phaedra did that.
Phaedra put it in there too?
Yes.
Man, stop. You watched OLG. You watched OLG. You saw all that stuff in that sink like that. That water was a different color. Good. Man, they should have never put OLG on the TV. And then did you see what them straws was and everything? No, like they need a whole revamp for that restaurant. I'm sorry. It was nasty. Okay. Y'all don't go spend y'all money to eat there. Let me tell you, when I watched OLG on TV, I was like, you know what, babe? I don't even think I want to eat out no more. I don't know what the kitchen space look like.
Yeah, I
And
You know
mean,
what?
ladies and gentlemen, this is our businesswoman of the year, Kandi Burris.
You know what? I have plans to
Exactly.
visit
yeah, I
Atlanta.
mean,
I have
okay, hold
plans
on,
to visit
guys.
Atlanta.
I'm gonna
Well,
go around. I gotta close this thing now. It's late. I came to the train. I pulled the train out late. Leo, what are your thoughts? And are you Team Kandi? Because they're dogging Kandi for filth right now. Are you Team Kandi? What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are: what your business look like? What's your inspection grade on your business and your properties? I mean, I'm not here to say that the girl is perfection, because she is not. But she is out there working hard trying to get her bag. And she does support the community. She
Yes,
do have Candy Cares. So
yes,
I mean, and she gives the knowledge off to other people. Let's keep in mind, Drew is in the studio in this episode with the producer that Candy suggested, right?
there you
Sanya was up on the vacation with Candy, and we can all make like Candy so cheap that she wouldn't pay for her homegirl, but she wouldn't have offered her homegirls to come if she couldn't cover it if they couldn't pay. Because that's how I rock.
People do
If
that
I
all the
can
time.
cover it,
They
that's how
shouldn't.
you
They
do
invite
it.
you places and they don't pay for you. Unless it's a
Oh,
man
okay.
trying
Well,
to
I don't
pay
know
you.
nothing about that.
okay, but you know what?
I
You
don't know
know
nothing
what?
about that.
Hold on. Her restaurants are not in the hood. Two are in predominantly black two are in predominantly black restaurants, and one is in a trendy area downtown. Come on, Sharon. Come on, Sharon. Drop the knowledge for the people, Sharon. I appreciate you. Still a Candy fan, though. Come on, Carrie. Thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Okay. So your final word is Leo. Team Candy.
Team Candy.
Holla. Okay, I appreciate that. Sebastian, what are your final words?
My final words are this. We also, I saw that some people in the chat still have been putting, we don't know if Melvin was rude to that employer. No, it does not give you that right to go pow pow the person. It does not. It doesn't. I don't care if you were rude. I don't care if he was the most nastiest person in the world. You don't have no right to go pow pow someone because they fired you. No, I am Team Candy in this situation. I feel like that girl who's coming in with the Courtney profile is probably Courtney, because Courtney never has anything else to do except talk about other people who are successful in life. Just saying. I'm Team Candy. That's all I gotta say. I'm Team Candy on this situation. And I don't really like Candy like that. And I don't know. She done converted me.
Okay, hello. Okay, we got somebody team the Tuckers. Okay, I ain't mad at you. Leo's team Candy. Sebastian's team Candy. Smoke, what are your thoughts? Your final thoughts?
I'm team calling people out for when they need to be called out from what we see on the TV. So Shereé need to be called out for this fake relationship. Kane needs to be called out for her lack of talking about her divorce and try to blow up everybody else's relationship. Kandi needs to make time for Todd, and Todd needs to make time for Kandi outside of the business world, because it seems like there's less romance and too much business and green, which is fine. But at a certain point, a marriage is not built on just business. You have to have compromise and communication and connection with each other and the family, period. What else was happening? Drew should run. Sanya, I need her to pick a side, because if this were the Olympics and the way she's been bobbing and weaving in between friends, she would have been disqualified. So I need her to pick a stance and stick with it. And we didn't actually get any of Marlo this episode. I didn't even realize she was a part of the show.
You'll see
So
her next week, Smoke.
oh, we will. I know, and
Mhm.
I didn't see a tear come out, but that's okay. We're gonna wait until the camera
Don't
zooms
don't
in.
don't.
I said it because that was like doing all that. But that's all I have to say now, Diva. Go ahead.
Thank you. Are you team Candy? See you playing games, Smoke. It's all good.
I'm all right when Candy's good. I have no. I like early Candy. I like Candy from like seasons 5, 6, and 7.
She's
That's what
evolved.
that's what I miss. That Candy. She was fun.
Okay, young, rich, skinny, headbutt me. Okay. Listen, Courtney is carrying the show. Courtney just got there. And Courtney is not carrying anything. And if we never saw another second of Courtney, a matter of fact, wherever Ralph's going, Courtney's cousin, Courtney could go with him. But thank you, young, rich, and skinny. Julius, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna just get this out the way. I am Team Candy.
Holla.
But like I always say, individual tables need to be in order.
Okay.
Todd needs to be more vocal about his individual table.
Oh.
Sometimes you got to be more vocal, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing.
Uh-huh.
As far as Mama Joyce, even though I I have a love and hate relationship with Mama Joyce,
Mm-hmm.
she needs to get off Todd's back
Yes.
because you know what? She need to go find her a man. I don't think she have a man. She need to find her a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna leave with that. Team Candy.
Team Candy. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. In my opinion, your final thoughts?
I'm Team Jesus, okay? I don't do the team. I'm Team Jesus. So let me tell you something. But Courtney, she need to go and pack her luggage. And while she packing her luggage, swing by, pick up her homegirl Shereé, and take her with her. And then while she at it, you gonna swing on by another neighborhood, okay? And go ahead and pick up Ralph and take him too. Cause yeah, I'm tired of all of them. Okay. And let me tell you something. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. Drew, you're doing an amazing job. I need you to get rid of this little bum right here, okay? Because that's why he took all your money, because you put him on the cover, all your stuff and everything, and giving him so much credit. He ain't do nothing.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing when he did that. He's a slickster, but you know what? It's going to come back to bite him. It's going to come back to bite him. And I am going to watch that thing over tomorrow because I need to see these two kids walk in the house with Drew because I swear to
It
goodness.
was both of them. I went and rewatched it. It was both of them.
Okay. All right. So I'll let it go then. Radiance, what are your final thoughts?
Shereé is a man pleaser. It don't matter if it's a penny, nickel, dime. She gonna agree whatever the man say. And Martell don't even want her. You still want some mail.
Yeah.
And what's the guy name? Ross. His business is in Austin, and it's hard to get your new clientele in a new state. It does take a while, but he don't want to be in a house with that family. He don't want to be in a house with Sanya family all the time. So he'll take anything to get about the state. And he said something about that he may have another girl, another family in Dallas, in Texas. So that may be true. So we'll watch out for that. Maybe Sanya will have a better storyline if that was to come out. About about Drew, it's sad that her husband wasn't there to support her when she went to go visit her dad in Chicago. No matter what, the whole family should have been there. And she
Did I lose y'all?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
still here.
Okay. Okay. Because Radiance, I didn't hear you stopped.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So Drew brought up something about her husband and Courtney, his new cousin, liking to fight. So maybe that's some of the reason she got a divorce. If there's some DV, so we'll look forward to that information. And as far as Kandi with her restaurants, I think she brought her cousin on to let everybody know that he's fine and that they can go back to the restaurant. So I think she had good intentions with it. It just kind of backfired a little bit because he's still a little bit traumatized.
Yeah, he's traumatized. Young, rich, skinny, I'm giving you the side eye now. I'm feeling like you are Courtney.
I already told y'all.
She Courtney, right? Because
That's Courtney. That's Courtney and Shereé.
Yeah, because y'all can't say they shooting at Courtney's classy jewelry boutique, unlike Kandi and her restaurant. Well, where are the boutiques, Courtney? Where are they located?
Child, where she need to go, wherever she need to go, okay? She can bob her head back to wherever she came from.
I live in Atlanta. Ain't never heard of no boutique by Courtney. Forget about it. Knock it off.
Me either.
Maybe it's online.
They saying trolls. Courtney, if that's you, there's a space on the train. I'm about to close out and pull to the last stop.
Oh, yes.
Come through, Courtney. Come through. If you speaking for Courtney, come through. Hit the link. We want to talk to you. But go ahead.
Yeah, tell you to take Courtney wherever you at too. She take her.
Take her. That part. Emmanuel, did you give me your final thoughts?
No, let me just say, I can't believe none of y'all mentioned Kenya's hairstyle. Did y'all like that Tamar style with the blonde bangs?
Hell no.
It
No,
was
I
giving
did
me.
not. It
It
was
was
not
giving.
giving at all.
Somebody said Mary J. Braxton.
No, she like Mama E. She like Mama E's sister.
Oh.
Not
Kenya
Evelyn
always looked
Braxton. Not
beautiful to me.
Yeah, but let me just say this as far as Kandi. At the end of the day, I do admire her for being able to be
Amen.
successful, which I will never take away from anyone, even
Amen.
though I personally don't like what she did to her good friend. And I also don't like that some people act like she's the Messiah who can't, nothing wrong can be said about her. At the end of the day, she's at the reality show, so we can say whatever. As far as Kenya, I do think there's something suspicious of her going around saying having a problem with every man, and there is a common denominator, and I do think that maybe she feels bad that she doesn't have one and she is just simply projecting. So I hope that she can get a man so she can be a housewife, first of all, and so she can heal, because she looks very hurt going around talking about DMs, and someone who is like good with themselves wouldn't be doing all that. So
I
and
agree. Well, hello, Emmanuel. I agree. So Candy Cousin was not scared, traumatized. He was in prison, so please. But you could have went to prison but never been pow before, right? And when you actually get pow, then maybe your life flashed before your eyes. You were a little scared and traumatized. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, but thank you for your comment. Exactly. He brought the prison attitude to work, and the staff member didn't back down. Ooh, y'all victim blaming. It seems like Candy didn't even want to talk about her cousin. The producer had to drag it out of them. Well, cause y'all go. I ain't fighting with y'all tonight. No, it's happy. What's today? Monday.
Monday night.
I
Happy
sure hope this producer gonna hold Robin accountable.
that part.
Hopefully. Oh, and I will say, Smoke, I did miss my girl Marlo, so she better come through next week.
And
Yes.
whoever takes the stairs up to her house on that elevator, I hope he's on that episode too.
Don't do it.
Who? I'm Roy. I'm coming to you, but who else didn't speak before I go to Roy?
Me.
Go ahead, Shan.
I'm with, in my opinion, I'm Team Jesus, the Lord. Okay.
Yep.
Emmanuel, listen. Kenya loves who she is. Okay.
You're a Kenya fan?
I love Kenya. Kenya is one of
Oh.
my favorites. If y'all didn't know, y'all know now. But you know what though? I gotta call Kenya out. I feel like she did that for a moment. She could have told her way before the season, "Hey girl, just a heads up, he DM'd me, da 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 da." I don't feel like it was genuine. I feel like Kenya was doing it for a scene, like she does. You know, she's my girl, but she does do that. Shereé, you're beautiful. Beautiful body, okay personality, beautiful face. So like you telling me you pick Martell Holt, the man who cheated on his wife of so many years, who have these, temper tantrums, girl. I mean, maybe she likes, the excitement of it all. I don't know. But who else? Oh my God. The Courtney girl, yes, she can go. Courtney, if you're in the comments, pack your bags. Good luck on your next job. Because I didn't like how she started with Kandi. And y'all know I'm not a big Kandi fan, but I feel like that was just so random. Like, even getting upset at what she said about, oh, you pretended not to know me. Who cares? They're famous. They go to a lot of events. They're not gonna know everyone at these events. You know what I mean? So I was on Kandi's side. I know you're shocked, Diva. I was on Kandi's side with that. Like, get out my face, girl. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. I'm worldwide. All of that.
Yes, get out my face.
And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the Great Tribe. Choo, choo, choo.
Choo. Thank you. Before I come to you, Roya, the long sweet tea. Oh, I didn't get to you.
No.
Go ahead.
uh, Emmanuel, you were talking about the text, no, the DMs, and you said that Kenya was hurt by mentioning those. Well, you were in my DMs, so would I be hurt if I mentioned that to everybody?
You
I'm
would if you're
kidding.
trying to make a big deal out of it.
And so I'm just kidding, everybody. Emmanuel's not in my DMs, but
Oh,
we do not act like Kandi is the Messiah, but it is clear that there is some microaggressions going on. There is some gaslighting going on. And I find it interesting that people are picking apart this one scene with Melvin. Kandi wasn't even on site that day when the pow pow happened, but she has all of the burden and responsibility, and she wasn't even there. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Marlo has a mugshot for assault and battery. Um, Portia Williams has a charge for assault and battery. Shereé has a mugshot for stealing. Nene has a mugshot for stealing. And the only two people who everyone is harping on tonight is Kenya and Kandi, the only two people without mugshots. And we want to blame them because of the men who come onto the show who are aggressive, who seemingly all know Shereé. We want to talk about the common denominator. There it goes right there. Go down to Chateau Shereé and you're going to meet a whole bunch of ROTC rejects. But anywho, that's all I have to say. Thank you, Diva, for having me. Choo, choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo. Okay. The Dom Sweet Tea. What would you like to say? The Dom Sweet Tea, you on mute? Where?
Yes. Kandi and her goons, they've been with this behavior since day one. We seen
I'm
Mama Joyce take her
screaming.
shoe off her foot and be ready to beat Carmen up. We seen the gang of the aunties, ready to beat people up. It Kandi, Kandi, Kandi. There's a point where we have to get rid of this hood mentality because you're putting yourself in danger, fooling with your family. You putting yourself in real danger, honey. And I like Kandi. I really, really do.
So
But
we talking about these 80-year-old women?
say that again.
We talking about the 80-year-old women?
Well, it's the example. It's the example. It's the example.
Oh,
You are who you hang with, right, Diva?
Oh, he said a
Okay.
word.
So the only other reason I came in was because, I'm a little under the weather and I was not able to rest because HR has been complaining about people riding the train without tickets. So I'm a little disturbed because I was not able to rest. And I need the people to hit the like button.
Thank you, Roy. Hit the like button. People have
Feel
drunk
better,
the
boo.
train
Love you.
tonight.
Thank you.
And feel better. LaDon Sweet Tea.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Thanks
Bye.
for
Girl, get you some tea, man.
Right.
yes. Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, I think you have it going on in the background.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to back up and try again to buy another ticket.
Okay, all right now. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay. Oh,
You have to close
Kenya
out.
is my girl.
Sweet Tea, you have to close out your other browsers because it's giving feedback in the background.
My girl. You still got feedback?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, let me close out again.
It stopped. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I had to buy another ticket for the train. Okay, so Kenya is my girl. I love that girl. She is so intelligent. And oh yes, okay, because she's just trying to help Shereé because Shereé doesn't have a sense of she don't really know men. I mean, like, I don't know what Shereé's problem is. I mean, like, it's a lot of them. It's embarrassing the way she is with these guys.
That's right.
It is embarrassing.
Neither one of them know how to pick a man.
They sure don't. But Sweet Tea, you still getting an echo.
You know what? I'm going to close out because I know I'm getting that terrible echo too.
Okay. And you got to
But
come
I
back.
love all of you. I love all of you. Hugs and kisses. Hugs
We
and
love
kisses to
you.
you all.
Hugs and kisses back, and you got to come back, fix it, figure out what's giving the echo, and then you got to come back to us next time. But I'm glad you got your ticket. We appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, beautiful diva.
Thank you. Listen, guys, that's it. It was supposed to be an express train ride, and express turned into almost 2 hours. Y'all get me every time. Tomorrow night, we will be doing Love and Marriage Huntsville. I almost forgot. All right. Thursday night is graduation, so I most likely will not be in the building. Okay, the kid is graduating. That's it. He's graduating from high school, and I'll show y'all pictures. I'll put it on the community page. But I want to thank y'all for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good night, y'all. Choo choo. The train is at the last stop. Pick up your belongings, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.